I can't promise you that I will bring you all home alive. But this I swear, before you and before Almighty God, that when we go into battle, I will be the first to set foot on the field, and I will be the last to step off, and I will leave no one behind.
During the war, I carried an extra handgun and a compass because of my position as lieutenant. I also carried pictures of a girl named Martha along with a pebble and note she sent me during the war. The war was hard and gruesome, and everybody carried something. Ted Lavender notoriously carried tranquilizers and premium dope, along with tons of ammo. I told Lee to crawl into the foxhole with my handgun. He was down there forever, but I passed the time thinking of Martha, how beautiful she was and how she was a virgin. He finally came out, and as we rallied to move, Lavender walked out into the open to take a piss. A shot rang, and as Keo never let go, he fell like a bag of concrete. He was one death under my belt. I knew it was my fault because I was too focused on Martha and not enough on my duty. That seemed to be the story of my career. We sent Lavender home and packed up. O'Brien was not the killing type. I learned of his time along the Rainy River, how he had the chance to flee to Canada, but his pride for his family would not let him bring that kind of shame. One day something changed in his attitude. He seemed to lose all emotion towards the war. That's when I learned he killed a man. He described the man as a young boy in his 20s. His jaw was in his neck, and his cheek peeled back in 3 stripes. His nose was untouched, and a butterfly was on his cheek. He started explaining how the man was smart, neither for the war or communist. That's when I realized he didn't really kill a man, but a man inside. This was the first time, as a commander, I saw the true effects of the war. I received orders to set up camp. In my stupidity, I followed them, and in the worst place possible. The next morning, I learned of Keo's death, and I had no doubt that it was my fault. I knew the riverbank was a dangerous place to stay, yet I still ordered to set up camp. I wrote a letter to his father, telling him what kind of man his son was, and what he carried. Keo carried a tomahawk and a pair of moccasins for ambushes. He also carried his grandmother's resentment towards the white man. That morning, I knew I had to find his body. It was my duty to send him home. After hours of searching, we found him under a layer of mud. It took 4 men and intense pulling until he was surfaced. That was probably the hardest part of the war. I felt like I took his life. In my head, I knew it wasn't my orders, but in my heart, it was me who lost his life. For a long while after we found his body, all I could think about was my responsibility, irresponsible actions, and golf.
Do you know what's worth fighting for when it's not worth dying for? Does it take your breath away and you feel yourself suffocate?